Hey my friends, I want to share a short message with you. So I'm happy that this video has found you, and I'm happy that you're here with me right now. I want to say to you to tell your friends, tell your family members, tell people that you care about, I love you. Tell that you love them. Because we're living in a society which is lacking love. We are talking about many meaningless things, but we're not talking much about love. The point is that we are lacking the honest expression of what we think about each other and how we feel about each other. Not to compete like who is more kind or who is more loving. We can't compete in love, but rather taking care of one another with the greatest potentials that we all have within. The greatest potential is love and care. With love and care we grow, with love and care we heal, with love and care we evolve, and we also change in a positive way. So tell your friends and tell your family members that you love them. Maybe it was a long time since you said those words to somebody, or maybe you're using them every single day. The thing is that if we have in the brain those mirror neurons, which are like mirroring and copying what we are perceiving so we can adapt the behaviors that we are seeing around us. That's our brain. If all those mirror neurons are active while we are perceiving our environment, when people become more loving to each other, we will automatically start sharing and talking more about love. And that's a beautiful progress that we can see around us. People are becoming aware that with hate we can't solve much. We can only downgrade ourselves. With fear we can only limit ourselves. With any kind of negative emotion we are downgrading ourselves, so we are not taking or creating much of the growth, much of the evolution. So what we are becoming aware is that the only way to truly transform, to transcend, is to go upwards, to see the light. And doesn't matter where you are, you have the ability to express some love. So the question now is, are you also loving yourself? Because we can find many people expressing love, giving their love to others. But when is the time to give your love to yourself? Also, you need love. And if we are lacking love in society, we are also lacking love within us. That's why we are not sharing it with others. We come to a term self-love. So what is self-love? We can say, oh, I love myself. I can hug myself and I say, oh, I truly love myself. I love the way I feel right now. I love the way I think. I love the way I express myself. I love the way I look and so on. But will I change anything? Depends of how deep those words can be. If I can feel the emotion of love, I will change my state of being. But if I'm just saying empty affirmations, I will not change much. So it's all in our emotions. Can we elevate the emotional state to a loving state? It's an art of emotional intelligence. We need to learn more about our emotions, the energy in motion when we experience a certain painful experience. This energy in motion got stuck, and we need to learn to unblock it, to leave that energy so it can flow through our whole body. Prana, life force, however we want to call it. Self-love means that we are ready to deal with any pain that we feel within us, that we are ready to communicate with our bodies. If we sense the pain, we will go deeper into it and to recognize well what is causing that pain. What is the source of that pain? It's okay to feel it, but I don't want to stay in that state, so let's make a deal. Let's find the source. If it's a fear, okay, what am I afraid of? Most of the fears are coming from the fear of death, for example. So what are we truly afraid of? Losing lives? Are we truly living? You know, there's many different fears and many different mysteries behind the labels and layers of who we think we are. So the act of loving ourselves is the act of going deeper into ourselves. The act of loving ourselves is to not losing ourselves in our past, but rather finding ourselves in the present so we can create a greater future because we deserve it. If we are constantly recreating, rethinking, re-visualizing, re-experiencing the past in our minds, we will be constantly feeling it. It's not self-love, it's self-destruction. Practicing being in the now, being aware of the breath, being aware of where we are, is all we have. And that's the self-awareness. In the now there is no emotions. In the now there is no thoughts. In the now there is only awareness. And awareness is a creative energy. It can create something new, something positive, or something negative. Also, positive and negative are just two different perspectives. Not that one is good and one is bad, but we call them positive and negative because that's plus and minus, and that's how energy works. We need both sides. So the point is that we can choose. And whatever we will start nurturing with our attention, with our energy, it will become more and more and more important. If something is important, we will start feeling it as it is becoming more and more present. For example, if you're thinking about a certain thing that you're about to buy, firstly, you're just thinking about it. You're not so attached to it. But more you're thinking about it, more you can feel the presence of it. You can feel how will you feel once you will have it. That's when we start connecting ourselves emotionally to already having it. So we can feel if that thing is for us or if that thing is not for us. Once we recognize that connection, how we can easily connect to something, how we can easily attract something, we can become aware that maybe we're attracting something which we actually don't want to experience, but we are still nurturing it because we don't know how to stop thinking about it. The only way to stop thinking about it is that we become more aware of ourselves. Practicing awareness. But it's not the end. We need to find a new way of thinking. Because if we will just stop thinking, as soon as we will start thinking, we will start thinking about the same things that we've been thinking before. Now we need to develop new thoughts, new thinking patterns, new beliefs, who you are, where you are going, and feel it. Who you are, the future self, who you are. What it takes to become that. version of yourself? What's the path that you need to choose right now? Actions, habits, who you are about to become, and how would it feel? If you know how inspiration feels like when you feel inspired by a certain idea, in my future I want to be even more inspired. I want to be even more joyful. I want to be even more grateful. So how it feels like? The gratitude, when I was last time grateful for something, how it feels like, the gratitude, the energy of gratitude. Now let's increase it. I'm even more grateful right now. What you're feeling now, you're feeling your future self, and more you're feeling it, more you're nurturing your future self. Whatever you're nurturing, you're becoming. Let's nurture some joy now. When was the last time that you were joyful, that you were enjoying your life? How it felt like? How can you feel joy right now in your body? Can you feel it? Can you call up the emotion of joy? Laughing, maybe looking around you and seeing how people are having fun. Let's awaken even more joy. This is the energy of your future self. Now you're nurturing your future self. And just feel it, how it feels like. Let's nurture your future self. And now get back to the present moment. And there's something we need to become aware. As soon as we feel bad, we are back in the old mind, back in the old self. You don't need to stay there, but it's nothing wrong if you are feeling it. It's nothing wrong if you feel bad. If you can become aware that you're feeling bad, you're already in the present moment, being aware that you feel something. Once you become aware, you can change it. You can think again about your future. And you can call up the emotions, and you can train your body to call up emotions anytime you want. Emotions of your future self. And remember, if emotions are energy in motion, energy in motion. If your energy in motion is already circulating into your future, it is bringing you, back to you, it is bringing you events from the future. So now you're experiencing synchronicities, serendipities, beautiful events which we call manifestations. More and more often they start to happen. So this is how we are changing ourselves, by more loving way of who we are. And we're doing that work not just for ourselves. We're doing that work for all. Like I said before, express some love with your friends, with the people which you care about. Because by doing that, you are changing the world. Not just your world, but the world of everyone who is present at that act. You know that the act of kindness always sparks another. And that's beautiful. So this is it, my friends. I'm sending you love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day and see you soon. One love.